Warning: the following contains brief nudity, sensual slow-motion scenes, and French words. Viewer indiscretion is advised.
Greetings, foodies. Quazar here. Life contains conflict. Paper or plastic.
Continue rampant global deforestation or pile on more ocean-bound plastic?
Complain about the rain. But we love long, hot, steamy showers. Conflicts. As I'm a Polish descendant on my mother's side and German on my father's, sometimes I can be conflicted too with gas issues. I absolutely love soup. One side of me wants to enjoy the exquisite flavor of French onion soup, while the other craves the rich fulfillment of beef barley. I'm going to test try a hybrid which I call FOBB, Quazar's French Onion Beef Barley. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Okay, 8 ingredients in fabulous FOBB Super Soup. Beef broth and stock, pearl barley, a menage a trois of onions, beef sirloin and chunks, cream sherry, Gruyere cheese, and garlic oil. Yum, yum. First, we're going to prep the onions. We're going to mince all the way up to large rings. Different textures, different consistencies.
This old lady in a nursing home flashes a man yelling, "Super sex!" Looking up at her, the old fellow replied, "I'll just have the soup."
Now, I'm not crying because I just cut up all these onions. I'm crying because I love my subscribers.
To start the saute with the sweet onions, I chose the wok as the vessel because of its maximum efficiency. Continue your saute in batches. Boy, smell of onions, unmistakably delicious.
Oh, yeah.
To add another layer of flavor profile, I'm going to flambe and caramelize the onions with whiskey. In this last batch, I'm only very lightly sauteing, but I'm still going to flambe. Here we go. Imagine me wasting alcohol. Beef broth going in, get this cooking, and prep the beef. As for the beef, I'm going to cut the top sirloin into ribbons, and I'm going to cut the beef chunks into quarters. Nice vigorous boil on the onions, beginning the French onion soup. And we're going to return to the wok, and we're going to saute our beef. One more touch of garlic oil, and in goes the beef ribbons. Okay, ribbons set aside, coins going in. Looking super. Time to talk sherry. We're going to use sherry to deglaze this beautiful pan and get all the essences of the meat and vegetables. Is this thing on? Okay, we're going to give this pan a deglaze. And we're certainly going to add that to the soup, which is looking beautiful. Super. Reducing nicely. So the deglazed pan with sherry is getting a little more beef broth, to which I'm going to bring it to a boil, and we're going to do our barley here first before adding it to the soup. Pearls before the swine. But in this case, it's not swine, it's beef. Interestingly, cast your pearls before the swine is a phrase that comes from the New Testament of the Bible, the Sermon on the Mount. And it basically means you give away something you cherish to someone who doesn't appreciate it at all. Look it up. Or for you youngsters, Google it. Look at how the barley's getting a little roasty toasty. That's going to add another level of flavor too. Beef stock going in. I like the beef stock because it contains vegetables and McCormick herbs. Another layer of flavor profile. Beef stock in. We're going to reserve some broth. And this is the second box of broth. And we're going to do a large cup of sherry. We'll come back to sherry later. We're going to cover this and let it simmer. Of course, beef going in. And last but not least, it's our pearl onions. Wow, after a long simmer, this soup's ready for completion. Take a piece of nice toasted baguette, some beautiful Gruyere. Now ordinarily you'd put this in the toaster, or rather under the broiler, but because I can, I'm gonna do this.
Brulee.
Boy, the smell of this soup is astonishing. Let's go to the spoon cam. Oh boy, that soup is super. Well, what do you think, Polish Glenn? Well, German Glenn approves. Truly a super soup. Quazar's French onion beef barley. Conflict resolved. Contains conflict. Paper or plastic? Conflict. Paper or plastic? Paper or plastic? Conflict. Paper or plastic? Paper or plastic?